So that is Helium 10's first tool that I'm going to be kind of showing you guys. It's really effective, like you guys see. It kind of saves you a lot of time going back and forth from Alibaba.
I gotta grind, won't stop, hustle, won't quit, shine like no other, I be on some other shit, I got a high price lifestyle.
What's going on, guys? It's Bosco, or the Amazon Don here. Today I have a really special video here for you guys. Today we're going to cover a new Helium 10 tool, actually two new tools on Helium 10. But before we get started, I just kind of wanted to say I did want to make a supplier video, so this kind of was like the perfect storm, the perfect scenario, because I've been showing you guys how to do product research using Helium 10, and Helium 10 actually made it about 100 times easier to do your sourcing, which is finding a supplier, while you're doing your product research. So I don't want to like drag this on too long with the intro, so without further ado, let's get right into this. For the sake of efficiency today, guys, we actually found a product ahead of time. I actually found this product like I do in my previous other videos. I use Helium 10's Amazon X-ray product research tool. If you guys haven't seen those videos, feel free to check them out. Go back on my channel and look how we find products like this. As you see, it's not a very competitive market. It's pretty open. Another tool that not a tool, but another kind of tip that I have here is see all these people running out of stock, the top sellers. If they're running out of stock, they're selling fast. So that's a good sign. Again, I use the X-ray product research tool, and you guys can use it on Helium 10. As you know, if you guys are interested in Helium 10, I have the discount code down in the description. So without further ado, we're going to kind of get into this. But just to show you guys first, I wanted to show that it is a profitable product, like I always do. There's actually a new way I'm kind of doing product research to find a little bit of less competition stuff. As you see, the search volume's not crazy, but the revenue's there, guys. There's a lot of people with low reviews, 796.26 doing money. So if you do this product right, it can be successful. But we're actually going to be looking at a new tool here on Helium 10, and I didn't even really realize it was a new tool because I used to use this tool so much that it's kind of automatically looked to certain figures on the charts. But I saw this, I was like, wow, what's this? Source on Alibaba, very interesting. I thought it was almost like an ad, but I'm like, how could there be an ad in a native app? So I clicked it, and as you see here, it actually pulls up suppliers for you, which is really cool. So instead of going to Alibaba like manually and then searching for the keyword, this just saves a couple steps. It saves you a lot of time. And at first I was like, well, that's cool, to save a little bit of time, but what else is this really adding in terms of being competitive for us Amazon sellers and kind of giving us a leg up on the competition, right? So I looked and I was like, oh, that's cool. You can actually look at here and use the MOQ. If you guys don't know what MOQ is, it's minimum order quantity. So when you deal with these suppliers, sometimes they want you to deal with a certain amount of units to be ordered at once. Sometimes it's 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. Most of the time, if you're dealing with a supplier that does a lot of volume in a somewhat competitive product, they're going to ask for like at least 100 units ordered. So you can kind of sort by how many the minimum order quantity is. On a product like this, you could probably get away with a little bit less. It's actually something that I was going to cover in a video, and then this new tool came out. So a lot of people are kind of asking me, I've gotten a lot of DMs, I've gotten a lot of messages, how can you trust a vendor? How do you know which ones are legit? Fortunately, with Alibaba, they have trade assurance on most of their vendors' orders. So you can kind of sometimes you pay a little bit more of a premium in Alibaba as opposed to dealing right with the manufacturer, but you can kind of have the trust and peace of mind that you're going to actually get your products delivered. And it's kind of like an eBay system where eBay kind of has the sellers and buyers back, mostly the buyers, and it's this case for Alibaba as well. So we can kind of see the sellers that are more trustworthy than others. And by doing that, I can kind of see how long they've been on Alibaba for here, guys. So someone that's been on for 6 years, that's a long time. Anything over a year, honestly, I'm very pretty safe. I'm pretty happy with seeing anything over a year. Trade assurance program, I like to see that little crown, very important. And as you see here, there's actually verification for some sellers too. So you see the seller is assessed, certified, and or inspected by someone at Alibaba. I think someone at Alibaba actually comes as a walkthrough through their factory or trading company, etc. And that's how they kind of figure out which of these sellers are legit and which of them might be kind of a scam or a little more shady. So you see there's a lot of different suppliers here. Sometimes it's hard to choose. Like, you have to base on your design too, right? So if you think this is a design that's going to sell, that's what you're going to look for. And as you see, 7 years. You can scroll through and do this, but that's what I've done in the past. I just kind of scroll through, go through a couple pages and see who's available. But with this tool from Helium 10, it actually makes it way simpler. I can meet all my criteria at once. So for all you sellers that want to be balling on a budget, obviously, it's kind of hard when you're first starting to afford maybe a $45 per unit item, right? Especially if you're going to be ordering a few hundred or a few thousand of these things, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually use this new tool that Alibaba and Helium 10 have kind of partnered up with, and we're going to actually just natively through the Helium 10 app, we're still on our page here, we're still on Amazon. So we're going to go with a product minimum. We don't have to put a minimum. Let's just put a maximum of $20. Let's say that's the most we want to spend on our product. which is obviously awesome. We can definitely find something $20 or less that we can sell here. Maybe undercut the market, offer a cheaper product that the consumer will enjoy. So we're going to put the minimum order quantity of 1. Some of these are a little more expensive, and I'm kind of seeing here 10 piece minimum order, 10 piece, whatever. So we're just going to put a max minimum order quantity of 100. It doesn't really matter what you put here. You could actually probably leave max blank. Let's just put 200. I don't think anyone's going to be above that. Most of the time, anything over 100 units, even for something relatively cheap, they'll send out to you. So we're going to keep it there. You could really leave this blank, but we're just going to put 200 for the sake of putting it. And we're going to put a minimum vendor rating of 4.5, just so everything kind of below that. Anything above 4 is probably good, but anything below that, there's a little bit more risk involved with rated sellers, right? So we're going to apply that. What we see here is some interesting items. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the verified thing to see if they are assessed by an Alibaba representative that comes and looks through the factory. We're going to look at the star rating. Obviously, everything's going to be above 4.5, so I'm not too worried about that. And we're going to look how long they've been around for. So this guy looks like some of the guys selling for $165. So that interests me a lot. We're going to open this up. And they have a minimum order quantity of 24 pieces. They're a verified supplier, around for 7 years. Their response rate is 95%, and they've done a lot of transactions and 100% on-time delivery rate. That's awesome. All things you want to see, especially in a time where packages are getting delayed and orders are being delayed, and it's just kind of a mess right now at Amazon. But tough times, we all kind of push through it. So this is a great supplier, and this is a pretty great looking product. I mean, it's a bamboo chandelier. It looks almost like exactly what the top seller in this market's selling. So if we go back here, it's nice that this is all native in the same app with Helium 10. So if we go back here and we find the seller, let's just pull this down for a second and let's look at this person selling for $165. I think they're price gouging a little bit here, guys. I don't think this isn't the exact product. Oh, it actually is the exact product we're looking at here. So as you see, $16.50 a piece. You have to be wary. Sometimes they'll quote you $16.50 on the listing, and they'll ask for a bit more when they're talking to you. It all depends on how many units you order. Like, let's say this might be like their $16.50 might be their price if you want to order 500 units. Sometimes if you want to only order like 100 or something, the price will go up, just kind of dependent. They don't have like a from price here, so sometimes they'll have $16.50 to $25, and usually the high end is for the lower orders. But for right now, it's kind of just looking like they're just $16.50. Let's just assume if we order enough, we're going to get a $16.50 price. Not always the case, but for the sake of this example, let's just go with that. So $16.50, I'm already knowing that this is going to make money and this is going to be a profitable product. 3-star rating. For selling price this high, it's made of bamboo. You might have some issues getting good reviews, only because you're gouging the customer a little bit on price here, and something like a bamboo chandelier might be a little bit flimsy, maybe not the best build quality. That's why you have to order samples from your supplier, just to make sure you're getting a quality product. But we're going to actually pull up Helium 10's profitability calculator here. And if you see, we'll just plug in our numbers. So this number isn't always 100% correct. Most of the time, Helium 10, I must say, is pretty darn close on the product, like manufacturing costs. A lot of the time, like, I'll source something and I'll find how much it costs, and they're like within $1 or $2. It's crazy. But $16.50. Then you got to factor your freight costs, which is actually in here. You have to factor in duties. Not everyone likes to talk about duties, especially going to the States. Sometimes there's a Trump tariff, 25% extra on top. So $16.50. Let's just say all things in before our costs for shipping, which is already plugged in there. Let's just say it's $18 USD. So we're going to plug in $18, and this guy's selling for $165. So if you're going to get this for $18, you look, it's a bigger product, so the FBA fees are a little bit higher on this, but you'd be netting $60 a unit and 36% margins, which is great. And I'm actually going to show you a little bit of a tip here to give you maybe a competitive advantage in this market. So you see someone's being successful selling this product, one review, already making a few $1,000s a month. So a lot of people immediately are going to get away from small oversized. Some people don't even look into oversized stuff. They just want standard size. So right there, you know, maybe not as many people are going to be getting into this product because larger stuff scares people. Obviously, the freight's a bit higher, but the competition's going to be a bit less too. So right away, the first thing I see is like their listing picture is good. They could add a box. They could brand this like I've talked about in other videos. But you can just win on price here. Easily win on price. So they're at $165. What's a competitive price? $139.99, guys. So you're almost $30 cheaper than them. You come in, boom, your margins are still almost, well, just over 28%. and your ROI is 81. Great numbers. I like to operate anything above 25% usually, but it depends. If you guys want to do volume, 20%, nothing wrong with that. You're still making money. So you're still making a lot of money per unit here. Let's say the market gets a bit more saturated. You go down to $119.99, really dropping the price here. You still have a margin of $18.65. I like to play with the price here because what you have to take into consideration is sometimes a market will get more competitive, so you have to see how low the price can go and still make money. So if there's a lot of room to move like this, I consider it a good market, and even in a worst case scenario, you're still going to be profitable before maybe having to end the product. But this looks like a up and coming market that could be very successful. So that is Helium 10's first tool that I'm going to be kind of showing you guys. It's really, really, really effective, like you guys see. It kind of saves you a lot of time going back and forth from Alibaba, and just kind of lets you sort the suppliers in a lot easier of a way. There's less like uncertainty. It just makes things a lot more straightforward. And I'm really glad they added it, especially for the new sellers that are just kind of getting into the supply chain and trying to figure things out. It's awesome for you guys, and I'm super excited to be able to walk you guys through. And as always, guys, any additional questions, hit me up on Instagram, hit my DMs, and I'll try to answer as much for you as I can. But we're actually going to cover one more tool in this video. It's kind of a 2-for-1 video. I know it hasn't been too long. We're not too long in this video. I hate boring you guys with the super long lecture, but we're actually going to look at another tool that they've added. So as I said earlier, this is a great supplier. I think he has a great product, and he looks very, very reputable. Looks like a great seller. Verified, all the jazz. So we're going to click on his name. Zongshan Token Home Art Company Limited. So actually, one thing I didn't touch on, this might be an actual manufacturer, but we're just going to jump back here. Sorry for the slight delay on the new stuff, but if we hit the X-ray Amazon product research, there's actually one more thing you can kind of filter here. Supplier country, very important. A lot of my stuff comes from China, but people are starting to source from India, Pakistan, Vietnam, Thailand. There's all different places you can source from, and sometimes there's an advantage to it if there's not as much tariffs from other countries. And if there's just, sometimes they just offer straight up better, higher quality product, and sometimes even cheaper. China is usually the cheapest, but sometimes these other countries can offer something a bit cheaper or a product that the other countries don't have. And vendor type here, guys. A lot of people stay completely away from trading companies because they're kind of the middleman between the manufacturer and the person that's like, they're kind of the middlemaning between you and the manufacturer, obviously. So sometimes you'll get the cheapest price sometimes from the manufacturer. But I like to probably just filter manufacturer and trading company because at the end of the day, if the trading company can get you a good deal and they're really good to deal with, it's completely fine. If the math adds up, and you're making money. So age of the account is also another thing you can add here that I forgot to mention. And like I said, anything above a year is usually okay. But if you really want to get more stingent and picky and pick a more trusted supplier, you can go 5 years, 3 years, 7 years. Again, an awesome tool. But the I don't want to say more exciting tool that they've added. It's kind of slept on, I think, a little bit. But you can actually, on Alibaba, you can click on the supplier's like store, just like your store on Amazon or anyone's store anywhere. You can kind of just click on it and see what other products they offer. So guys, it looks like these guys offer a bunch of different types of lamps. They offer butterfly nightlight lamps. They offer all these Turkish lamps. So it looks like they offer a lot of these Turkish lamps. You see Istanbul, a little bit of a keyword there. So what you can do is that you can go to Alibaba. You can type in Turkish lamps. And the really cool thing that they added now is actually a way to look at Alibaba products on Alibaba that maybe you just found scrolling, looking through, kind of saving yourself a step again. And you can actually do this new tool called Launch the Alibaba Demand Analyzer. Like I said, they partnered with Alibaba to do this. We're going to click this, and we're going to see if there's some revenue in Turkish lamps. And lo and behold, look at this, guys. I mean, maybe not the most search volume in the world, but 1,800 searches, total revenue of $23,000, with an average revenue of just almost $1,800. So we can look through here. There's Turkish lamp keywords, and actually, Turkish lamp is a keyword. Sorry, I typed in Turkish lamps. Turkish lamp singular, which would make more sense because I don't know how many Turkish lamps someone's going to be buying, is searched quite a bit. And you can actually look at the keyword list right here, which is awesome. It just lets you look through everything. It just shows you like the little keyword list, and it'll show you like a full keyword list, obviously on Magnet. And you can just go through and look at all the different keywords that this product ranks under, which is amazing. So you can just kind of see if it's a competitive product or something that you could make some money on. So this is pretty cool. And as I said, you can kind of click through and it'll give you more products like this through the actual tools on Helium 10. But as you see, I'm just kind of looking through revenue here. Monthly revenue 0, not what we like to see, 1,600. And look at this, guys, $8,000 this guy does. So what are these? Choose from 12 designs, Turkish, Moroccan, mosaic, glass, chandeliers. We saw these on the Supplier's site, actually. So, if we go back, we can click here, and I remember specifically seeing these things. So, they'll be under the lamp portion, or chandelier. Were they under chandeliers or under lamps, guys? Chandelier, right here. So look at these. They're like these little, they remind me of like the Chinese New Year lanterns, but they're a little bit different. This is what they are here. So obviously this is for 12 pieces. You don't really need 12 pieces. I think you can just sell singular here. So yeah, you can choose from 12 different designs. So we click here, and here's the product. So they're Turkish, Moroccan, mosaic, glass, chandelier lamps, or lights. So let's just take that part. And I spelled Turkish wrong. And here they are. So this was kind of using Helium 10's new tool to find a product within a product within a product. So by finding one product on Alibaba, you can kind of go through the rabbit hole and see other related products. And with this new tool, you can kind of just find and just kind of test and see if there's any new ways to find new products. This is actually a really cool way of doing product research, and a way that I might do in the future. This market actually looks not bad for like our first try, just finding one product. I don't know if this is the exact keyword. As you see, that's not the search volume. But this product's got some people doing some decent money, some people not. So maybe not the product that you want to sell, especially with the breakable glass and all of that. But just goes to show you that you can find new products in new niches, like almost unlimitedly, guys. China, you don't understand. They're always coming with new products. So look at all these like different things. Stuff that I never even thought existed, and it's just always popping up. If you can be on top of Alibaba and kind of see new products that people are adding, see the products that other people aren't seeing yet, because some people just, like I said, there's nothing wrong with just using the black box product research tool, but the more ways you can do product research, the more ways you can incorporate them into your daily research. I set aside 1 to 2 hours every day, guys, doing product research. I try all sorts of different things, and obviously if you can create a master list and then narrow down your products, you'll just be one step closer to finding the product that's going to hit for you. So in conclusion, I hope you guys did enjoy these new tools that Helium 10 has to offer. Like always, my discount code is in the description of this video. If you have any questions about Helium 10, any help you want with using it, like I said, my DMs on Instagram are always open, guys. You guys are a small community, the Amazon Mafia right now, but I'm trying to build the Facebook group out too, so make sure to check that out in the description if you want some more help from myself and whoever else is in the group trying to help people along. We're all trying to be a nice, happy family. I'll make some money on Amazon and enjoy it while we're doing it. So guys, this has been the Amazon Don. I'm out. Peace.